Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the channel. The Champions League quarterfinal first legs are all but concluded. Yesterday, Bayern Munich came out victors against Real Madrid, and Arsenal came out victors in Lisboa. And tonight we had Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, as well as Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. Atletico Madrid with a huge result away at the Blaugrana, and Paris Saint-Germain, as most people would expect, comfortably coming out victors over Liverpool. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning members, welcome back. If you guys are enjoying the videos that you're seeing on the channel, like. If you're not liking the videos, give me feedback down in the comment section. All feedback will be taken. And trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Can't do it without your help. So if you enjoy what you're seeing and you'd like to see more of it on your algorithm, hit the subscribe button so you never miss out. Let's get back into it. First things first, I had to take a breath after watching this game, because the raw side of me, but the raw side of me wanted to come out here. I'm never gonna come here and scream on camera, but the raw side of me wanted to come on here and really just get into this team, get into the opposition, get into the way of playing, and really be frustrated with what I watched today. But I think, really and truly, we all knew this game was going to be difficult. Atletico Madrid in the Champions League is never an easy fixture, especially with the second leg being in their stadium. And I don't want this video to seem as though I'm complaining, right? That's not what I want it to be. But I have a lot of things I want to complain about. The fact the second leg is at Atletico Madrid, even though we finished higher than them in the league phase. But that's besides the point. Atletico Madrid win the game 2-0. The first goal comes off the back of a red card for Pau Cubarsí that sees him sent off just at the end of first half. A first half that Barcelona were dominating from start to finish. And it really baffles me how this football club finds a way to shoot themselves in the foot in the Champions League year after year after year. I feel as though every time Barcelona get knocked out of the Champions League, us fans are sat there basically waiting for the impending doom. It doesn't feel as though we're actually in the fight, other than the Inter Milan game last year, until everything is actually, the final whistle is blown. Against Paris Saint-Germain, to get the red card, the tie is pretty much over when you get that red card. And it's like we're just sitting there with our hands crossed, waiting for PSG to score the inevitable goals that are going to knock us out. Today, again, Pau Cubarsí gets sent off, and you're waiting there for Atletico Madrid to score the 1, 2, 3 goals that they will score that is eventually going to knock us out. And for me, let me even approach this, because right now my head is gone, so I'm not even speaking coherently. As I said, we started the game very well. Not as well as I would have liked. I would have liked the intensity to be a lot higher. I would have liked the quality of play to be a lot better. But I thought we came out with the right intent. And I think towards the end of that first half, you were really seeing Barcelona starting to up the tempo. And Atletico Madrid were struggling to deal with it. Marcus Rashford was at the end of multiple chances tonight. And I want to give him credit because he was really good tonight. Of course, there was no Rafinha today, who we missed so dearly. We miss Rafinha so dearly, because while Marcus Rashford will give you the runs, while Marcus Rashford will give you the dribbling, while Marcus Rashford will give you the exciting parts of the game, he lacks the end product that someone like Rafinha does. Simple as that. You look at some of the chances Rashford misses tonight, and some of them, yes, they're a bit harder than the others, but some of them, that pass Lamine Yamal plays to him, he's basically, I won't say one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but put it either side of him. Put it either side of him. And I think in those opening 35, 40 minutes, Barcelona, they controlled the game. Atletico Madrid did next to nothing. And this is what you expect from Atletico Madrid, right? As I said, I'm going to complain. These guys don't play football. They come here, they just defend. And like, I don't know, man. Diego Simeone, this is, you know what you're going to get with him. He's going to come, he's going to play haram ball from minute 1 to minute 90. He's going to frustrate you. They're going to give away cheap fouls. The referee in this game in the first half, in my opinion, completely lost control of the entire game. The fouls they were giving away, it's as though they were giving away a foul literally every 2 to 5 minutes. Pedri was on the end of them. Yamal was on the end of them. The amount of fouls Yamal conceded today, so many fouls today. And I don't think half of the players that fouled him even got a yellow card. Koke, 2 fouls, 3 fouls in literally the opening 20 minutes of the game. Gets a yellow card. And then there was a foul on Yamal that really and truly should have been a red card. Second yellow, off you go. But that's not how it ended up. Atletico Madrid wasting time on every single goal kick, wasting time on every single throw-in, wasting time on every single resumption of play. They're not here to play football. They're here to frustrate you. They're here to make things difficult Football is a secondary priority. And the thing that infuriates me the most about this is, as I said, Barcelona were in control. As the first half was coming to an end, you looked at it and you thought, okay, we need a bit more intensity, need a bit more dynamism. Maybe you can bring on Fermin for Olmo. Maybe you can take off Lewandowski and, I don't know, try number 7 up top. And then literally just as the second half is about to begin, Kubarsi gets a red card. For a foul that, in my opinion, I mean, by the letter of the law, it's a foul, right? Of course, he's the last man. He impedes him. But Giuliano Simeone he's trying to get him sent off. He's sticking his leg out so that Kubarsi runs into him. You can clearly see Kubarsi try and move out of the way, doesn't try and get into his space, and Simeone just sticks his foot out, and of course Kubarsi's going to run into it. He stuck his foot out. I don't think it's a red card in my opinion. I might sound biased. I might be biased. I don't know. Probably by the letter of the law, it's obviously a red card because he's denying a goal-scoring opportunity. But I just feel as though in that position, what's Kubarsi supposed to do? The guy is trying to get out of the way and he stuck his leg out so that Kubarsi makes contact with him. I don't think that's a red card. I don't think it was worth completely destroying the entire jeopardy of this game. Because once they got the red card, it was like, okay, what now? Like, Atletico Madrid are obviously going to win this game. And then, of course, Alvarez scores the free kick straight after. Beautiful free kick. I mean, when he was setting up for it, you knew he was going to score. Red card, goal, 1 goal down, 1 man down, double jeopardy for Barcelona. It's like we're in the same position again. And it's just so draining because you're watching the whole second half and you're not even expecting anything. Really, you're not expecting anything. I came out of the first half and I thought the only thing Barcelona can do here is just stay in the game. Keep your heads, maintain that 1 goal deficit. You can go back to Madrid and beat Atletico. This Atletico team is not good. And that's the thing that really annoys me about this game. This Atletico team is not good. They are not a good team. We showed tonight that these guys are not a good team. Even with 10 men in that second half, Atletico Madrid barely created chances. They barely created chances. This team they're not as good as Barcelona. But the red card completely changes the game. As I said, I might sound biased. I might sound favoring of one team. Of course, I'm going to be that way because Barcelona. But at the same time, this Atletico Madrid team, they're not a fantastic team. They're not. And we knew they would be able to do this. And that's my problem because Barcelona, they gave them that inch and they took a mile. Because the one time Atletico Madrid created any danger in the game, it's the red card. The pass in behind to Simeone. And they get a red card and the game's done. It's done. And in the second half, Atletico didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They defended the entire second half. I think they created about 1 chance other than the goal that they scored, which came out of nothing. I've criticized Barcelona's defense the whole season, but the defense today was comfortable. They were comfortable. We were kind of just in limbo, kind of scared to press too much because Atletico would just play through you with the free man, but also not really being threatened, going the other way. They scored the second goal and you're sat there thinking, fair enough, man. Like, really and truly, you can't blame the players, you can't blame the team, you can't blame the manager. It's just one of those games. But the problem is it's continuing to be one of those games, one of those ties, one of those knockout affairs with Barcelona. Year in, year out. Year in, year out. When you think, okay, maybe something might be working here, you get games like today. On one hand, I want to say the tie is not over, but I really don't see a world in which Barcelona go to Atletico and win by 2 clear goals. No Kubarsi, no Rafinha. Frankie de Jong, I don't even know if he'll be fit to play the second leg. Lewandowski tonight gave us nothing. Literally gave us nothing. Marcus Rashford gave us a lot of excitement, but didn't really do much in that aspect as well. Didn't really score. He didn't assist. There's nothing tangible about his performance. Lamine Yamal today, he tried. He fought, he tried. And I keep on saying this. Lamine Yamal cannot be the only attacker that poses a threat to the opposition in this football club. We won the domestic treble last year. We were 5 minutes away from a Champions League final. A Champions League final. And this board thought Marcus Rashford was all that we needed to get across the line. So when Rafinha gets injured, who are you playing? They then bought Rooney Bardghji, who I think has played 5 games this season. I really don't know I don't know what to say. And as I said, I'm not going to rip into this team. I'm not going to come here and tell you this player played bad or this player was abysmal or this player was that. The players did all they could. When you get a red card in the first half, that pretty much completely changes your whole game plan. What can you do? Even though I do think in the first half, Barcelona didn't play with enough intensity. I think if you, especially considering the fact that we kept on hearing this narrative that, oh, the first leg at home is better because then we can kind of run the score up and then hold on to whatever we have when we go away from home. The team didn't start with that intensity. They didn't start with that intensity. But hey, congratulations to Atletico Madrid. You know the way they're gonna play. They're not gonna entertain. They're not gonna play good football. They're just gonna make your life difficult. I mean, in my opinion, it's as good as the tie is as good as done. Atletico Madrid have pretty much booked their ticket to the Champions League semifinal, where they'll probably face off against Arsenal. But it's just disappointing again. And as I said, and I'm sorry if I keep on making the same point over and over again. This team, I can't blame them, right? I can't blame them, but I can't blame them because it wasn't as though Atletico Madrid came to the Camp Nou and absolutely played us off the park. Circumstances just happened. Get the red card, and it's like, what can you really do from there? I would have probably played a bit deeper, not left ourselves as exposed, maybe taken a 1-0 back to the Atletico, but 2-0, it's a huge mountain to climb. And then the Paris Saint-Germain-Liverpool game, I had an eye on it, kind of to the side. A very weird game of football. Ended up being 2-0 in the end, but PSG were trolling in this game, genuinely. This game could have been 4, 5, 6, 7-0. Arne Slot came into this game against the reigning European defending champions and thought that was the first time that he wants to try a new formation, a new system, away at the defending champions of Europe. If this guy is not sacked at the end of the season, I don't know which manager deserves to be sacked. Genuinely. Because today, Mohamed Salah left on the bench. Florian Wirtz, no impact in the game. Ekitike kind of fighting for scraps here and there. But on one hand, I thought Liverpool kind of did well to play through PSG at times. They tried to play the man-to-man directly with PSG, and I keep on saying this, if you play man-to-man with PSG, you will be killed. The only team that can match these guys man-to-man is Bayern Munich. Every other team in world football will kill, PSG will kill you man-to-man. And that's exactly what happened to Liverpool today. They were very lucky that this game didn't end 3 or 4-0. 2 penalties that were kind of overturned, looked at by VAR that could have easily been penalties, but pretty comfortable performance from PSG. Going back to Anfield, you'd expect them to close that one out, just as you'd expect Atletico Madrid to do the same in the Wanda. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section. Sorry for not really having the energy today. It's just another disappointing exit from the Champions League for Barcelona. Doesn't feel as though we kind of left fighting. Last year we kind of did that, even though last year I think for us to allow Inter Milan to score 7 goals against us. But you thought maybe this season they'd be able to get over the hump, but I've said it many times this year. This team has a lot of faults, but none of those faults were even shown tonight. And that's why I'm even more frustrated because, as I said, it's not as though Atletico Madrid cut through us time after time after time. It's not as though Atletico Madrid were playing swashbuckling football. The red card just killed Barcelona. And in that sense, I can't really blame anybody other than Pau Cubarsí, but even him, I can't really blame him either because it's just very smart play from Giuliano Simeone. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought about all the games. What do you think is going to happen in the second legs? Do you think the teams who won are going to win in the second leg and progress to the semifinals, or do you think we'll see some remontadas? Let me know all that and a whole lot more down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care of yourselves.